Yes, if you're joining today, yes, you can refer to the last week video and easily understand. We just discussed the basics of Pascal. For an example, we discuss about these are the things that we have discussed last day. We discussed about the Pascal programming. Pascal is a third generation programming language. And may I know the translator type used in Pascal? What is the translator type used in Pascal? Yes, can anyone tell? Yes, compiler, correct. In Pascal, we are using compiler as the translator because so first generation languages, those are machine languages, directly machine readable. You give and instruct the machines to how to do operations. For an example, so we discussed this last week also. We can, okay, if this is a circuit, so you can say 0 and 0 is 0. 0 and 1 is 1. 1 and 0, when you add, it is also 1. Likewise, the calculations we can instruct using switches and bulbs and switches basically. Bulbs are the display units, switches are the inputs. So bulbs for to display and switches to input. Similar to that in basically today also we are using these things, bulbs and switches. But actually switches are hidden inside the transistors and hidden inside integrated circuits, hidden inside VLSI, LSI, and bulbs are hidden inside the monitor. That's the difference. But today also we are using switches and bulbs to input switches, output bulbs. So let me explain if you want further. So let me use small example. This is nowadays today's monitor, and let me open small picture. And can you tell what's here? What you can see in the screen now? It's number one. But let me change it a little by adding small threshold to this. And now let me zoom. What you can see now? What you can see now? Yes?
Big one.
Sorry? Big one, yes, big one. But can you calculate the number of squares here? So these are actually colored squares, no? So black color squares 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 squares now. So likewise, you have squares. Actually, these squares together form this number one. But when you look at this from the distance, you can see it's number one. But when you zoom it, it's again squares. So similar to that, think about this. What you can see in the screen now? What you can see in the screen now, this corner?
Excel sheet.
No. Forget about the Excel sheet. The red color one? Yes?
Number 2.
Number 2. But when you zoom that, when you zoom this, you can see this is what in the screen. So these are basically pixels, but due to color of these pixels and the values of these pixels, so you can see this number. If you multiply this by 2, all these ones will become 2. But if you multiply zeros, it will still 0. Number 2 means basically in computer, that is another color. Number 2 means another color. Maybe 2 means, let's say 2 is green, blue color. Then all the pixels will be displayed in blue color because of this multiplication. This is what happened inside the computer. Today also, it uses bulbs and switches. Because of that, now you can see number 2, but now blue color number 2. Right? This is what actually happened inside the computer. Still, it's bulbs and switches. So that is the first generation. So since first generation explained things in bulbs and switches using on and off signals, 1 and 0. So machines can understand that because your bulb can understand what switch tell. The switch එකයි bulb එකයි අතර ඔයාලා පරිවර්තකයක් දාන්නේ නැහැ. switch එක current එක දුන්නොත් bulb එක පත්තු වෙනවා. switch එක current එක නොදී හිටියොත් bulb එක නිවෙනවා. ඒ අතරමැද පරිවර්තකයක් ඉන්න ඕනද bulb එකට තේරුම් කරන්න? Do we need any translator to instruct the bulb what to do when switch is turned on or off? Do you need any translator in the middle? Or bulb can understand it. Hello? Did you get my question correctly? Joel? මං අහපු ප්‍රශ්නේ තේරුණාද පුතේ?
Yes.
ස්විච් එක ඔන් කරාම බල්බ් එකට ඔන් වෙන්න කියන්න තව කවුරු හරි ඉන්න ඕනද? නැත්නම් ඔන් වෙනවද බල්බ් එක? Bulb will on turn on. No need to have intermediary, but the second generation language, it needs intermediary because it's like English. So something like this. It need a translator called assembler because the language is assembly. Assembly means you assemble these binary codes to small words. So you need assembler to translate this. The third generation language is like human readable language. So it need compiler and interpreter to translate. Compiler translate all at once and interpreter translate line by line. Third generation language is also required. So those languages need a translator. So Pascal is a third generation language. What kind of translator used by the Pascal?
Compiler.
Compiler, exactly. It's compiler. So you have to remember these things. And I didn't mention about the fourth generation and fifth generation, but so that is also important. Fourth generation, we use more human readable languages. And fifth generation is artificial intelligence. So it is not depend on the language, it is logic. Right? I didn't mention that part last day, but just write down if you have space there. Otherwise, just remember this and 5GL. So fourth generation is more human readable. And example for fourth generation, SQL. Fifth generation is artificial intelligence. It is basically language independent logic. It is language independent logic. Language independent logic. Example, Prolog. It can be Sinhala, it can be English, it can be Tamil, anything. So no need to depend on a language further because it is about logic. Logic means something like this. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහලා තියෙන ශිෂ්‍යත්වයට එහෙම අහන්නේ. Malit is let's say Malit is brother of Anuja. Malit is brother of Anuja. And Anuja's father is Sarat. Who's the father of Malit?
Sarat.
Sarat. Yes, that is logic, right? That is not language, that is logic. If those two are brothers, then same father, right? So similar to that. So that is logic, right? That is in Prolog, like languages. It's only logic. So that is about GL for fifth generation and fourth generation. But then we learn about the Pascal. First we learned identifiers, and we wrote our very first program that day. We wrote our very first program that day. We learn about these kind of data types and the identifiers. Can you remember the identifier rules? Can anyone remember the identifier rules? Matak karan? What are the rules? When we declare identifier, what are the rules? Identifier means any word that we are using in programming. Any word that we are introducing to the programming. That is identifier. Example, a variable. Variable is a fixed memory location which can store a change in value, like a mug. Sorry, if this is a mug, it can be filled with tea, coffee, fruit juice, milk, water, anything. But mug is not changing. Similar to that, the memory location is not changing, but you can store any value. X is not changing, but value of X can be changed. First time is 10, then it is 13, likewise, can be changed. But X is not changing. So that is identifier, a variable. So what are the rules? We discussed this last day. Please tell these things for the newcomers. Right? Otherwise, those who missed last day, they will think, kamanne, giya satiya ape undat bෑනේ. මටත් බැරි වුණාට කමන්නේ. එහෙම හිතයි. ඔගොල්ලෝ උත්තර දුන්නේ නැත්තම්. ඒ ගිය සතිය ඇවිල්ලත් මේගොල්ලන්ට බෑනේ. මටත් ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා කමන්නේ. ඒ හින්දා ඔයාලා ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේවල් පුතේ මතක තියාගන්න. They no need to do two things. නැත්නම් ඔයාලා විභාගේ ලඟ වෙලා ආයෙත් try කරන මතක තියාගන්න. එහෙම ඕනේ නැහැ. එකපාර ඔළුවට දාගන්න. එතකොට ලේසි. දැන් ඔයාගේ ඔළුවට ඔයාගේ නම ඔයා කටපාඩම් කරනවද? Are you going to by heart your name? ඔයාගේ නම නිකන් පාඩම් කරගෙන එහෙම දෙයන් ඉන්ටර්විව් එකට යද්දි මගේ නම right මේ මෙතන ඉන්න කෙනෙක් අපි ගමු. උදාහරණයක් විදියට අපි තුමු ජොයල් යනවා ඉන්ටර්විව් එකට. ජොයල් පාඩම් කරනවා මගේ නම ජොයල් ජයකොඩි. ආයෙ ටිකක් ගිහලා ආයෙ පොත බලලා මගේ නම ජොයල් ජයකොඩි. එහෙම පාඩම් කර කර දෙයන්නේ. නැත්තම් මතකද? ඒක මතකයිනේ නේද? ඉතින් ඒ වගේ තමයි පුතේ මේක එක සැරේ මෙමරි එකට දාගන්න. හරිද? එහෙම නිකන් මහන්සි වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. එතකොට අමුතුවෙන් මහන්සි වෙන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. Okay, can you tell me the identifier rules? ඉක්මනට. එකක් දෙකක් හරි කියන්න. Can we start with a number? Okay, yes no වත් කියන්නකෝ. Can we start with a number?
Cannot use keywords.
Cannot use keywords. Yes, one thing correct. Cannot use keyword. Keywords are the reserved word by the programming language. You have given keywords in your think page number. Let's see. This is grade 11 book. Grade 11 book. Let's go to page number. Let's go to page number 19th. And you can see the reserved words there. Here, these are the reserved words. This is page, sorry, page number 18. You can see the reserved words, right? So these are reserved by the programming language. So what is the next thing? Other than the reserved words, anything else? Anything else? Reserved words you can't use. Can we start with a number? ඔගොල්ලෝ note එකක් ලියා ගන්නව නේද පුතේ?
Cannot use.
Yeah, cannot use නෙවෙයි, cannot be started with a number. Cannot be started with a number, but you can start with a letter, capital or simple letter. That is possible. You can start with a letter, capital or simple letter, but cannot be started with a number. What else? But you can use numbers in the middle or end. Anything else? Anything else? Can you use special symbols? Hello? Are you there?
No.
Yes, we can't use special symbols like addition, division, multiplication. Yeah, we can't use special symbols, but underscore is allowed. This is the only allowed special symbol. Underscore is allowed. The other symbols are not allowed. Right? And can we use space in the middle? Can we use space in the middle?
No.
No, because it's invalid. Here, this is invalid because space is in the middle. This is invalid because special character. This is invalid because started with a number. This is invalid because special character. This is valid. Valid can be capital or simple letters. Underscore allowed. Valid. Numbers allowed in the end or middle. Valid. Spaces not allowed. So this is valid. No spaces. This is also valid. So please remember these things, right? This is what we have discussed last day. Okay, today. Then today we have to discuss more about Pascal programming and basically about, so we discussed about these things. What are the integers, the whole numbers, decimal numbers, booleans or the logic, and the characters, single characters and multiple characters, or any sequence of character as a string. So this is our last week program. We introduced integer, real, character, Boolean, string, and we have used that and printed that. Okay, what we are going to do today is we are going to learn about the operators. Please write the heading, operators in Pascal. Operators in Pascal. The first one, mathematical operators. Mathematical operators. The first one is about mathematical operators. We should know these things. The first thing is addition, subtraction. Third thing is multiplication, addition, then addition, then subtraction, then multiplication, then division. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. In addition to that, there are two other operators, that is div for integer division, and next is mod for integer remainder. Please write down this. These are the mathematical operators in Pascal. But simplest way, it is mathematical arithmetic operators, or you can call arithmetic. That is simplest way. Mathematical or arithmetic operators. Algebra operators, I don't mind, that's also correct. Okay, so then I think you have finished writing, no? Okay, let's move for let's understand a code. Okay, go to Google and search for online Pascal compiler. Search for online Pascal compiler. Then you will get the first result as online Pascal compiler, online GDB. This is what I want you to open. Online Pascal compiler, online editor, GDB, online GDB. Please open this. Please open this. Okay, for your knowledge, I'll send this link. Then you can also follow this. Please use the link, right? You can either do this using your mobile phone, or you can use this in your laptop too, or tab, whatever. So what I want is, I want you to do this now itself while I am giving you the instructions, because then only you will realize and understand this, and it will go to your brain without going to your book. Right? If you write down this in your book, then what you have to do, you have to again put an effort to get it to your brain. But if you directly try this and understand, it will directly go to your brain. I want you to put this into your brain without putting it into your book. Okay, shall we try? All of you logged in. හැමෝම log වුණාද නැත්නම් ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද මේකට යන්න? So you can use anything, right? Install කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. You can either use your mobile phone or you can use your, right? Okay, done. Good. A tab or laptop, anything. You can use anything. Then just go to this link. I'm sharing this link for the late joiners. late joiners, kindly go to this link and please log into the online Pascal compiler, and I'm going to write my program there. Okay, my program name, I'm going to change my program name as calculator. Please follow me and do the same. Calculator. Follow me and do the same, right? Then I'm going to introduce some variables. Var. I'm going to introduce x, y, answer, 3 variables. And I'm going to write, actually, make them integer variables. Purna sankhya vidhira thama danne. 3 variables, x, y, and answer. All 3 are integers. Please do the same. I have 3 variables, x, y, and answer. All 3 are integers. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to input these things. I'm going to input these numbers. So I'll display a message to my users. It's in write command. Just to display a message, write enter number 1. And the number 1 that user is going to enter, I'm going to read it and store that in variable x. So please understand the process carefully, okay? First, when I run this, it will display a message saying enter number 1. Then I'll enter a number. This is 34. When I press enter button, it will be assigned, this hello world is this one, right? It will be assigned to x, variable x, this memory location. That's what happening. Display a message, then get user input and assign that to variable x. That's what happened here. Okay. And similar to that, I'm going to assign another number. This is number 2 this time, and I'm going to read that to y variable. The x variable to number 1. Number 2 will be assigned to y variable. Then let me add this x and y. The answer is equal to x variable plus y variable. And finally, I'm going to display the answer. Answer is, comma, this ans. Answer is this ans. Please write this program, run it by yourself, and tell me whether you are successful or not. If you get errors, let me know, then I can help you. එකයි මගත් එක්කම කරන්න කියන්නේ. errors ආවොත් ඒ වෙලාවෙම අපි හදමු. හරි? මගත් එක්කම කරන්න. එතකොට ඔයාලට තේරුම් ගන්න අපහසුතාවයක් තියෙනවා නම්, issues තියෙනවා නම්, questions තියෙනවා නම්, errors තියෙනවා නම්, you can ask from me. Let's run this. The first number I'm going to enter 45 and the second number 67, and you can see the answer is 112. That is addition. The first operator, addition. Please do this and let me know whether you got the answer or any errors. So the main reason to use Pascal in your syllabus, it's similar to pseudocode. That's the main reason. But when it comes to real world programming, you're not using Pascal. Now this is obsolete, kind of old language. But still you can learn the basics of programming using this language. If you learn one language, it's almost similar. So let me write the same code in Python. Meanwhile, the others are doing this. Okay, let them do this, let them find the errors and complete this. So otherwise, you people who did this are waiting, no? So let me explain the same code in Python for them. Others can just try this, right? So others, please try and finish the Pascal code. For those who did this, I'm going to explain the same code in Python. But this is not there in your syllabus. Remember that, syllabus again. Just to show you the similarity, right? Just to show you the similarity of the languages. And Pascal, unlike Pascal, in Python, you can just say the variable name without much worrying. You can say x equal int, and then the input, you can mention the user input, and you can pass the message, enter number 1. There's a similarity, but syntactically there are some differences. And y also you can get like that. Y also you can get like this. And then you can answer, you can get x plus y. So this is how to get the answer. Then finally you can print answer is, and comma, you can say the answer. It's similar but simpler. Similar but simple. You can see that this is the same code to do same activity in Python. Let me save this. When you save this, something.py, you can run this. Okay, it says enter number 1. I'm going to enter number 1, enter number 2, it will, and enter number 2. Both are number 1. Sorry, I have to make this number 2. Number 1, make meaningful. So let me close and run again. Run module. And okay, just want to save and run. It says enter number 1, enter number 2, and it gives the answer. The same thing. This is in Python. The Python programming also you can run in your mobile phone. Mobile phone එකෙත් කරන්න පුළුවන්. There's a software called PyDroid. In Python you can install PyDroid. In your mobile phone there's an app. Using PyDroid you can do this. PyDroid. You can do the Python coding. You can do some more advanced things maybe in simpler way, but no, in Pascal it's just for learning purpose, right? Someone understood? So why we are using Pascal? Okay. Cannot say no use of that, right? Cannot say no use of that. Why? So the concept that we learned is important. I learned Pascal in my school age. After that, I never learned any other language from any other institute. But the concept that I learned, it's very important, right? Concept, only thing is you have to get the concept. Don't get the codes, get the concept, right? Same way you have to take inputs and outputs. Today also you have to do same thing. This is how we did it in like year 1996, 97. This is how we did in 1996, 97. But this is how you do it in 2020, 2000, right? 2000, after 2015. This is how students do it. But still it's same. Got it, Savani? I think you understood.
Yes.
Get the concept. Concept is never expiring. Languages are expiring. Even you learn Python now, maybe after 20 years, there will be no Python in the world, right? After 20 years, again, some new language will come. Okay, I think others have completed this activity, right? අනිත් අය කරාද? තාම කරනවද? දැන් නම් මං හිතන්නේ වෙලාව ඇති හොඳට. Okay, let me modify this. This is not normal. Okay, this is not nice. So basically, I think you have seen the bills and all received from supermarkets. Ruin error එක කලින් එවන්න. ඒකයි මං කිව්වේ errors එවන්න පුතේ. chat මේ chat එකට එවන්නත් පුළුවන්. එතකොට මට help කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයා WhatsApp එකක් එවන්න රුවින් ටක් ගාලා ෆොටෝ එකක් ගාලා දෙන්න I can solve. Right? Till he send the errors, let me edit the code. දැන් supermarket වල bill වල එහෙම මේ වගේ තියෙනවා. ඔයාලා දැකලත් ඇති. Let me modify this. I'm going to write ln, okay, some dashes in the single quotes. Then again write ln. Let's use some asterisks, answers, something like this. Then Ruvin, please send it to WhatsApp. I'll check, right? So I'm doing small modification to the code to see what's actually happening. So it's like this. Put some equal signs. And you can tell X, then the plus mark. To that, I'm going to add Y, then the equal mark, and the answer. And after the answer, again, I'm going to write this kind of line. See now what's happening when I run this. Okay, it display number 1, okay, number 2. Now answers are given in nice way. It's presented. Answers, then I get the answers. Okay, it's like a bill now. That's how the command line output is formatted. දැන් අදටත් මෙහෙමම තමයි මේ bill එන්නේ සුපර් මාකට් වල එහෙම. හරි? මේ වගේ ඉරි කෑලි ගහලා. Right? If you want you can put something like this, a pipe mark. Okay, try to do this, right? මේ වගේ formatting එකක් add කරන්න. දැන් බලන්න එන විදිය. When I run this, let's enter 2 numbers and another number. Now you can see this is how you get the output. You can format your code. You can edit your code by adding these additional codes. But same thing, තාමත් මේ x මයි. x ට පස්සේ එකතු කිරීමේ ලකුණ. ඊට පස්සේ y. ඊට පස්සේ සමාන ලකුණ. ඊට පස්සේ answer එක. So please see. Okay, I'll check the errors by the others. ඔගොල්ලෝ disconnect වුණොත් පුතේ ආයෙ මේ link එකටම join වෙන්න. මේක කරලා බලන්න ඔයාලගේ code එකට add කරලා බලන්න disconnect වුණොත් ආයෙ ඒකටම connect වෙන්න. I got some errors. කාගේද රන්දිල්ගේ නම් ප්‍රශ්නේ පුතේ වාගේ semicolon නැහැ. මේ semicolon එහෙම ඔයා දාලා නැහැ. මේ අගට තියෙන semicolon missing. ඒකයි errors එන්නේ. රන්දිල්ගේ නම් ඊළඟට